I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. I'm going to be doing a series of videos on attaining excellence. Excellence is the ability not only to become outstanding, but to break the limits that have existed before your advent. So, Roger Bannister, a medical student, many years back, was the first person to break the 4-minute mile. Before then, no person had run a mile under 4 minutes. And then they thought that the human lungs and the heart and the musculature and the skeletal form of man did not have the capacity to run a mile under 4 minutes. Roger Bannister broke that, and so he exceeded what has been. After he did that, in the same year, more than 15 people broke the same record. How do people reach that level and break records? That will be the subject of the next videos. And we're going to be putting into perspective some laws like the 10,000-hour rule by Malcolm Gladwell. And we'll be looking at the place of talent and mentors in the 10,000-hour rule and excellence. Listen, I found out that it is not your aptitude that determines your altitude. I read somewhere that the altitude you reach in life, the height you reach in life, is dependent only upon 25% aptitude, your talent, your abilities, your endowment. So, it is more of attitude, 75%. It is the attitude you apply to whatever you are doing. Your attitude is your predictable and consistent reaction and behavior towards issues and circumstances. You are a product of your attitude. There's a book, Attitude is Everything. You are a product of your attitude. Somebody came to meet me and said he wanted to look at my library to see the books I have read that makes me talk the way I talk. Number one, I'm a medical doctor. Number two, I have a master's in public administration. I made the best result. I made 10 A's. And I don't think any person has passed that so many years after I left that school. Now, what I told him that it is not the library. It is the attitude I have. The attitude of scavenging for knowledge started very early. When I found out that when my mates from elite homes were discussing, I did not have anything to contribute. And so I started scavenging for knowledge so that when my mates are talking, I can have something to contribute. Secondly, I read a lot. Read. And when I had only 2 shoes, I was buying books. And there are so many books in my office that I have not read. They are still wrapped. I was just buying books. I was addicted to buying books. When I didn't have money to buy new books, I was buying second-hand books. When I didn't have money to buy New Time magazine or Newsweek magazine, I was buying second-hand Newsweek magazine. That was how I knew about Moshe Dayan, Ben Gurion, Golda Meir. Then I was also interested in studying television. When I watch television, I study it. I learn from it. I take notes. And God helped one. So it is my attitude towards acquisition of knowledge that has placed me where I am today. By the time I was in university, I debated for the Alexander Brown Hall that won the Inter-Hall debate trophy. And I subsequently was a member of the University of Ibadan debating team. I was a medical student. I read beyond medical books. I sought knowledge. Study to show yourself approved, a workman that need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Today, we prophesy upon you, but we don't tell you to study. So you are parasitic intellectually. Learn, study, intentionally desire to know. It got to a point, one lady was calling me mobile encyclopedia. Yesterday I went to buy, I looked for ginger tea to buy, and I was coming, one woman was calling me, Prof. I'm not a professor, but even my kings call me professor. I sought knowledge. I desired knowledge. And when you have knowledge, you will exceed that person who does not have knowledge. And I remember my geography teacher that said, Mr. Bamuza of blessed memory, he said, valuable as knowledge is, the power to acquire it independently is more valuable. That power, that desire, that hunger, that intentionality, that consistency, if you put it into practice, in 3 years, you'll be different from your mates. You will amaze people. I'm your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. Please subscribe to this channel, share it with others, and send a message to +234 7052 136763 to join the online real estate program coming up on the 9th of March by 7 p.m. Nigerian time. People are already registering from all over the world. If you send me a message on that phone number, I will send you the flyer that will give you the directives of how to register. God bless you.